Okay, guys, thank you for attending this webinar with QNAP. You're invited, like, at any time, like, interrupt me or make some questions as long as you have some doubt. The idea here is, like, to share a little bit the last information, like, QNAP has regarding their solutions, profiles, a little bit like the trends is following the development of their products, no? Uh, well, first, we put like a title in the company, like a QNAP, like a hybrid, a new hybrid paradigm, because QNAP recently is adopting many technologies, not just in software, but also in hardware, no? That we will be describing like during the presentation. The first thing I would like to know, what I would like to tell you is like, well, QNAP belongs to one group from Taiwan. Is called IAI. IAI is a group formed by six companies, all of them complementary between them. Um, those companies collaborate also with QNAP regarding many aspects of the production, like IAI, that is the mother company, is in charge of the uh, everything that is the computing power, the IT solution parts, eventually also the cases, no? Then ArmorLink, specifically the chassis, for not just for NAS, but also for the other peripherals. Then Brightmate is in charge of all the solutions for medical appliances that can be complemented with IEI and also QNAP. Then you have Metrocom, in charge is everything is automation, and finally Xinwei, in charge of the chassis. No, so the idea to show you this is like to let you know where QNAP come from, and also like this kind of structure is very helpful for QNAP when it has to launch a new product because everything is made in-house, you know, and also for the warranty response when the channel or the distribution partners have to procure some part or some service uh, to repair or to accomplish a good service with the end user or the integrator channel, no? So these structures made possible this kind of fast reply when you work with QNAP. Besides all the local partnerships we also have with the service centers in many of the countries in Latin America, no? Well, QNAP now is uh, more aggressively dedicated to the software development. I mean, uh, well, like in hardware, we've been like the leading company, especially in NAS, for build like the most solid, uh, good-looking design from the hardware point of view. Now our goal is to implement more and more software, useful software uh, that is not only used for the home or small business size companies, but also for enterprise and corporate. No, and so a little bit one of the direction QNAP is taking now is trying to also reach more and more the enterprise channel with the products it has, and to make it available and more competitive compared to other brands. No, for this is why QNAP is investing a lot in this software uh, development, especially recently in AI, artificial intelligence, and also IoT. No? And this goes together with also the a good hardware design, no, that we will show you later the characteristics, Nowadays, like we are more than 1,000 employees. Basically, as you can see there, 60% of the workforce is like software engineers, just because the reason I just finished to explain. No? Regionally, um, for Latin America, uh, we are like managed from the branch in LA, in Los Angeles, Pomona, no? But basically we dispatch always or to ship to Miami, where most of our forwarders have their, sorry, most of our distributors have the forwarder there, no? And from that, they also redistribute to every country basically in Latin America, including Caribbean, Central America, and South America, no? Also, besides the distribution, everything that is warranty or RMA service also depends from LA, in coordination, as I mentioned, with local partners in many countries in Latin America. No, they help us basically to make the exchange or the swap of the spare part damage and reveal the product for the end user or the channel locally, no? But always in coordination and with the authorization of QNAP branch office in LA. Here it's important to mention like the warranties um, goes from 2 years to 5 years. No, depends on the model always, and you have to be very careful with this because according the RMI rule of QNAP, everything that is the swap of spare parts for repairing the product should be covered by the uh, period of the warranty, no? Otherwise, you will have to buy it like one more item or one more service, either from QNAP also for the partner, no? Any of those. So now a little bit entering what is the development of QNAP. The first is like the rise of the AI, artificial intelligence. Uh, we are entering this field just from this year. You know, actually, as you can see in the picture, we are working now with one new application. It's called the QNAP QAI. No, as you can see there is like a QNAP developer platform. It's basically like a console where you can manage, track, no, or analyze information from another AI platforms that can be integrated to this one, no, like Cafe, MXNet. So to give you some examples, uh, that you can download also from, or you can activate from the container station. That is another application for containers that QNAP has also in his App Center. No? Then with this, you can easily concentrate and manage, no, all the AI models that are running or are compatible with this platform, no, and have a better lecture of all the information that NAS has inside his software, no. Also, this is complemented with the GPU support. As you know, QNAP has many PCI slots, PCIe slots that have many functions. One among them is the GPU pass-through cards, like give more power and more processing to our NAS, including the processing of images and everything like uh, powerful software like the AI has to accomplish, no? So this is also leveraged by the QNAP support. And the idea is like the QI constantly start to add more and more AI platforms to the database to manage more powerful any kind of algorithm or um program that can be useful to read better the all the information you store in your QNAP, no? Well, and then, well, this take us to the concept of the hybrid network application center. Not just because they, well, uh, artificial intelligence or the machine learning, but also because, as you, most of them you should know, like QNAP already developed and integrates many other applications, proprietary and third party, no? That makes QNAP like a hybrid solution for all the fields or applications you may think related to storage, no? Here we're talking about the artificial intelligence, but could be storage, could be backup, virtualization, multimedia, uh, data center, etc., etc., etc. No? And this is complemented with all the hardware and network computing ability that has QNAP. As we will mention later, QNAP is like basically a platform completely integrated to 10G, 20, 40, 52 G speed. No, what makes QNAP not just storage, but basically in most of cases like a multi-server, no, that can run many applications at the same time. Well, this is the GPU, well, what I mentioned before. Well, this is just an example, no, one of the PCIe cards that you can put, like the GPU pass-through card for the video transcoding and increase of processing. But actually, you can put many kind of cards inside the cleanup, no, through the PCIe Express, PCIe yes slot. Like for example, cards for 10G or 40G SFP ports for fiber, like wireless antennas, no, and also many other kind of M2 SSD memories for what is the cache, no, to increase the cache of the machine and give more speed for the IOPS and the information that you can transfer for reading and writing. No? That is very important. This kind of platform and flexibility like QNAP offers you to work with additional cards. Well, this is what I was telling you. Everything that is the 10G connectivity and also the SSD caching. Those cards are even now commercialized by QNAP. You can also ask for your distributors, like in this case, full protection, in order to give you the price and the exact reference of these cards that can work with QNAP. No, for sure there is a compatibility list. Same case as the hard disk or the cameras. The same for uh, the cards. No matter is for SSD cache, for wireless connectivity, for ports Ethernet, 10G ports, 10G SSP P plus ports, or any kind of other card. You also always try to check the website to check the most appropriate model to work with these cards. No, and then this is related to the main trends QNAP is developing. No, the integration with artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, uh, the integration with cards, external cards through PCIe, and the 10G speed, no? That is like a basics now for QNAP, and what it gives him a great advantage compared to other brands of NAS, no? Or even servers. And then there are other things that also make us the leaders in this sector. And basically, now we have just launched the QTS 4 3.5. No, the QTS 4 3.5 is the new firmware, or the most updated firmware QNAP has for his Linux operating system. It's called QTS. No, that basically has improved everything related to the connectivity and the interface of the network and virtual switch that is greatly connected to the virtualization station. That is one of the most useful applications that QNAP has. No? The virtualization station is the application like enable to create inside your NAS other kind of operating systems different than the Linux like you can see now in the picture. No, you can create and execute a Windows 10, Windows Server 2016, 2012, 2008, and install any kind of application within those operating systems that are virtualized by this application virtualization station. No? Well, and as you create virtualization machines, you have to have like a good console for handling everything related to the network physically and remotely. And this is where this new firmware QTS 4 3.5 enters to action to make the user more comfortable and easy to handle, create, and relate physical ports, virtual switch, and all the containers of virtualization machines. No? So this is something look you can see. For example, here I will show you. Here you have an example of QNAP. No, as you know, QNAP is a network machine where from everywhere in the world you have an internet connection you can enter. When you enter to the NAS, no, I'm entering. Can ask me for a compilation. I will do it later. No, as you know now, we're updating now, yeah, the official firmware 4.3.5 in the version 7.8, and it's official now. It's not beta anymore, no. And what I'm telling you was the most important upgrade of this new firmware is the one related to the network switch or conmutador virtual, or in Spanish. No? The idea of the new virtual switch is like the one I have here. No, you now have easily draw it the virtual adapter or the virtual machine, the virtual switch, and the physical adapter. No, here I mention all the ports: 1G, 10G ports, 10G SFP, Thunderbolt in some cases, all the kind of ports you can handle with QNAP and are supported with QNAP. No, particularly in this model, you can check it. So it's much easier now to analyze even graphically the system or the interface can tell you in green which are the physical ports connected to the virtual switch and the adapters or virtual machine you have. No? Well, this is matter of a more deep topic, but I just want to give you at a glance what is the main interface now with the 4.3.5 software that we have with QNAP, no? And as I mentioned, now it's not beta, it's official now, no? And it helps you now to make better use of all the virtualization also. When you create the virtual machines, no matter in Windows, Linux, Unix, or Android, that are basically the four kind of operating systems you can work with QNAP, no? So this is one. Second one is like the series of new CPUs QNAP is supporting, no? Especially with AMD, we have had a very good growth with the Ryzen and also the R series that are giving QNAP a good advantage with SMB product line NAS with high computing power, no? Most of them with 8 core, sometimes 16 threads, and having a great performance, even competing head to head with Core i5, Core i7, Intel, no? And with the advantage of a better price. Same performance with Ryzen and better price. Also the capacity to work great with the graphic cards, the GPU cards, and the antennas make this a very good option now, and it's like a hot selling model for QNAP. All these Ryzen and R series coming from 4 bay to 12 bay, no? Or 16 bay now, from 12, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 16 bay NAS that you can have a look in the website of the QNAP or also check for more details with full protection, no? Well, an enterprise, an SMB, the one in the left, for example, is a 16 bay NAS. You can see it in the AMD Ryzen series, no? This is like a train QNAP, mixing NAS with different capacities, size capacity in the base, no? You can see in many times like a NAS with 3.5 inch and also with 2.5 inch base. 2.5 basically for SD, when basically the user wants to add like more cache to the system, no? Or to create a special write rate with SSD for high computing applications. And in SMB, you have the R series and the Ryzen series, not just in tower or desktop version, but also in rack version. No, you have these two kinds of options in AMD. Well, here the same. Make sure the 16 bay NAS, no, can be used also for data centers as a second tier storage, and also can work well the virtualization. Remember this equipment, this model of 16 bay in AMD or Intel can take up to 128 128 GB of RAM. No? Give you a great space to install not just one but many virtualization machines or virtual machines. But AMD is not the only one. No, you should know like we also have Marvell. We also have Annapurna with ARM, and also have Intel. No, I'm talking in general, no? But here, particularly in the 16-bay range, you can have these three flavors: AMD Ryzen, Marvell, and the Intel. No? The Marvell basically has a lower computing performance compared to AMD and Intel, but for somebody or some company like want big capacity in storage, basically for uh, documents, maybe some small data center, multimedia, can use this, no? But somebody wants to use or execute like more than 5 or 8 applications inside the NAS, where is recommended, or even for surveillance, the Intel Xeon or the Ryzen, no? So this is why it's very important also with your customer or the channel to have or to make the right questions to know what is the best or the NAS that can suit best the need of the end user, no? Then you have something similar with the 9-bay. Actually, going back again to the 16-bay, we call this more like a 12 plus 4, no? It's like a really like 12-bay NAS with the value add of 4 more disks for cache. We usually try to sell this QNAP like this, no? And the same for the 9-bay. We call it like a 5-bay plus 4 extra uh, hard disk for cache. So actually, when we sometimes compete with other brands, we want to offer this value add, no, giving extra capacity for cache, no. If we compete with 12-bay in another brands, or if we compete in 5-bay with another brands. So this is why we want to make clear we are giving the users and our channels an extra benefit with these two kind of hybrid solutions, no? And for 9-bay, the same. Well, here, this no Marvell is Annapurna, and you have Intel Celeron and AMD series, no? A little bit lower processors compared to the 16-bay, no? But still located in the middle range level, no? AMD series, Intel Celeron, and Annapurna Labs. Then we have the 10 GB solutions. Well, like even the entry-level models now, especially with ARM, present the even at least one 10G port. No, it's quite common now in the QNAP models to show now the 10G connectivity in all levels, not just enterprise, not just SMB, but also in the entry level. And this is complemented now with the switches. No, as you see in the picture, we are selling also switches, 10G switches, no, with a combo between Ethernet, RG45, and SFP Plus for fiber. So you can alternate connection for fiber and for copper with 10G Ethernet, no, and connect all your NAS with your computers that support or servers that support 10G, no. This is also available now with QNAP and can be also confirmed with full protection for more information. So you have some equipment that already are built in with 10G ports. It means they already have inserted the card with the 10G ports, and there are other ones like are ready. No, it means they doesn't come by default with the 10G ports, but you can buy the card to put in the slot, PCIe slot. No? So this is why you should be very careful when you ask your distributor or ask your partner what kind of support for 10G it needs. No? Something embedded, something in Ethernet, in RG45, something in SFP Plus for fiber. You need to be very clear about this. Well, here in the switches, no, and not just the switches, as I mentioned, like comes in combos of 10G and SFP Plus. But we also sell like the cards for 10G for computers or servers. No, we have like a 3x4 format 10G card that can be used also to transform your PC, like for example a ASUS machine, in order to have like 10G connectivity in all your infrastructure, computer, servers, NAS, and switch. No, this switch is unmanageable. I mean, you cannot create VLANs here, but for the purpose of connecting in high speed and great performance, a local infrastructure is quite good. Then you have the QM2. QM2 is just the name of the series of all of these cards that are useful for cache. Give you the M2 SSD slots to put the memories for cache, and in some cases also come together with that 10G or 1G port, no, to improve the connectivity between the NAS and the client. Could be a server, could be a computer. Then you have the Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt is basically one of our two interfaces for direct connection. No, well, the topic here is QNAP. QNAP, basically is an NAS, but in practice, QNAP is not just an NAS. It's a DAS and it's a SAN. You can build the three topologies in QNAP. No? In DAS, that is direct attached storage, you can connect, in the case of Thunderbolt, directly the NAS to the computer. Could be a Mac or could be another Windows 10 machine that have the 10G support, or sorry, the Thunderbolt support, and work the NAS like basically like a hard disk, external hard disk. But with the difference, like you can transmit, no, through 40 Gs of speed, 40 gigabytes of speed, and you don't need a switch. And besides, you also have the Ethernet connectivity in the same NAS in case you want to share the information, share folders to remote users for playback, edition, etc. No, it's like hybrid equipment to edit locally and to share remotely with the 10G ports to keep the same speed as Thunderbolt 3 now that can work with 40 Gs. No? And this is very useful for companies related to broadcasting, what is digital marketing, no, advertising, all of those companies that work heavy, heavyweight files, no, and that need great bandwidth, no, and a great capability to also process all the edition you can do directly in the QNAP. So now we are working with Thunderbolt 3, still working with Thunderbolt 2, Thunderbolt 2, no, that is the original series. But the difference now with Thunderbolt 3 is you can work at 40 Gs of speed, no? Then we have the wireless adapter. The same idea of to put the card for the QM2 for add the ports and the cache, but in this case is for the connectivity, wireless connectivity, no, that can make to NAS connected to the switch or the access point located in your home, basically, no, and it works 102.11 compatibility, no, and connection with 102.11 AC. This also is like a peripheral spare parts. You can ask for protection in case you want to convert your NAS in a wireless device, no? Then you have the Alphabot. Alphabot is the kind of robot of QNAP, kind of Alexa, no? It's just in like an introduction phase. It's expected now, like it gets more mature next year. But basically now the idea is to have like a device that can help to translate interact by voice and face recognition, and do video calls, especially for elderly people or some uh, junior people, no? In order to have like entertainment, communication, assistance. Uh, in next year, it will be like more easily integrated to the NAS also for doing some kind of uh, instruction or task, especially with what is related to IoT in the case of the software and devices that can be controlled from QNAP NAS. The affable will be like an interface also to exchange these executions or commands. No, so expect to be more mature from next year. Another topic interesting, the high availability. I mentioned you like in the corporate, we are strong in three in three business units. No, in home, SMB, and corporate. In corporate, we from 2 years ago we start to work high availability models. It means dual controller models, active active. It's like you have redundancy in what is the motherboard and all its components. So if one of the motherboards get defected or get damaged, you just don't lose the access to your NAS on all your information because you have a secondary motherboard controller that can overtake all the primary controller function, no? And then you can eventually return the main controller when you buy an additional one. Just put it uh, like a hot swap, no? It's like a hot swap controllers. Same concept that the hard disk that are also hot swap. The same with the controllers in this case, no? So this is very useful for data centers, this kind of NAS, for highly or intensely virtualized uh, platforms, no, where data centers are using many virtual machines with many loads and want the storage that can host also those virtual machines with a great security with the dual control. Well, then the virtualization, this is what I told you. You can work with virtualization in two ways. One, like storage, no? Simply storing the virtual machines created by VMware, Microsoft, or Citrix. QNAP is officially certified with these three platforms and works on most of the technology and functions that each of these three has in order for also high availability, migration, accessibility, etc. No? But the second point is the point I mentioned you before. QNAP also has its own hypervisor called the virtualization station 3, the one you see in the pictures. It's a KVM base, no, hypervisor, and enables you to create also virtual machines from here. No, the only thing you need is the license of the operating systems, either if it's Microsoft, Windows, Linux, Unix, etc. But you need the ISO file of the operating system to load it to the console of the virtualization station. Besides that, everything is free. Everything is very easy to install. You just have to define how many cores, how many RAM memory, how many storage you want to put in this virtual machine, upload the ISO image, and then you, as you see here, you can have one, two, or many operating systems inside the QNAP through this hypervisor called the virtualization station. This is very useful for applications like cannot be like installed directly in the QNAP Linux, QTS 4.3.5, and then through the virtualization can do it. It's like a additional solution to add more applications to the QNAP. Then you have the QTR optimization. QTR is basically a technology that enables you to have many different kind of hard disk in the QNAP. You can have SSD, You can have SAS, you can have SATA, create rates with each group of them, and the software what it does when you enable the key tier is automatically assign the files and folders more used by the users and put the one like are more used to the hard disk with more performance, in this case SSD, and then successively to SAS and then to SATA. No, there SATA maybe big files but not so frequently used. No, and SD files, for example, with transactions, transactions that are very useful or hour-to-hour use by the users. No, then you have the 4K. No, for 4K you have many kind of applications and also support from QNAP. You know, QNAP supports in many NAS, not just one but even three HDMI ports for connecting monitors in 4K. No, even you can use in some cases this like virtual matrix, virtual matrix. No, and you can complement this with also the uh, graphic video cards. No, also has the transcoding functionality for adapting the formats of the video files to formats that can be read through the QNAP. No, then you have the Internet of Things. Is well, maybe you heard already about the Raspberry, Arduino. No, these kind of cards that can enable you to program and connect electronic devices to this card console. No, the same with QNAP that is also compatible with Raspberry and Arduino, but it has also his own card. It's called Qboat Sunny, also available in our platform. And so far, what it enables you is control mechanisms or devices for lights, no, for air conditioning, no, and for some alarms. No, these there are already tutorials about this and how this card can be connected to QNAP and to be managed also through QNAP. The name is the Qboat Sunny. No? And it can be managed through the application IoT server or IoT suite, QIoT suite. Is the platform or the application that enables you to control this card and all the devices connected to this card. Well, here's a tip, a very short tip about the naming rule. You will see like Kina has many models when you have even in the website or when you discuss with full protection about the most suitable NAS. I just want to mention you like basically QNAP only has like a NAS product line now. Before it has the NVR or what is called the network video recorder for cameras, but now everything has passed to NAS. The NVR has passed basically as a software or application called QVR Pro and surveillance station to the NAS. But now, in conclusion, everything is handled by the product line of NAS. There is no NVR now. No? So, when you see all the part numbers of NAS, I just want to make you clear, like everything starts with T is a NAS, no turbo station. No? There were some difference at the time. Some NASs were launched, and this is why some have the V, the D, or the B. No, but in conclusion, everything means NAS. The first two digits means the number of base. Some start with 24, some 16, some 12. The last two digits with the NAS series, it means the processor or processor. No, as I mentioned to you before, some of them, like 85, for example, the ones that finish 85 or 80 means Intel Xeon, 77 AMD Radeon, 63 AMD G series, 51 Intel Celeron, and like that, many examples. No, you just can have a reference, or anyway, the details you will have it in your price list, or you can check also with your distributor in the website. Then in the part number you have the U. It means the device is a rack. RP, redundant power, and then in some cases you have equipment or models has the SAS or SAS naming. It means besides the SSD and SATA that is basically supported in all the NAS, you also have the SAS hard disk compatibility. No? That is if you want to work 10K or 15K RPM speed. No? It's basically the only benefit of working with SAS. No? The 10K or 15K RPM. No? And then you have also the R2. R2 means NASes that come with already 10G SSP ports, SP plus ports. When you want to work the NAS with a server that wants to work storage like a SAN through ESCSI, can work through this connectivity with 10G SFP plus. These are the basic criteria to understand the size and the capacity, physical capacity of one NAS, knowing this naming rule. No, I just want to give you this a tip. Then you can see with more detail on your price list or in the website. No, this is a shortcut. Then continue with innovation. Well, we continue empowering our backup and restoration with a hybrid backup. No? Hybrid backup, remember, is the application like enable you to do replication from one NAS to another NAS, from one Mac to another NAS, from one NAS to a third-party cloud account like Amazon, OneDrive, Google Drive, Dropbox, etc. This application is like enable you to do all of this kind of replication. Then you have the QSync. The QSync, remember, is the Dropbox of QNAP. No? It's an application like work at a server for the QNAP, but also can install a client in your machine in order to synchronize one folder or many folders of your machine with one folder of your NAS. Then you can have access of all your information, work from your machine anywhere, because as the NAS is a remote device, you can use the mobile applications, even of your phone or your tablet, to get access to the same information and folders in your QNAP. No? So these are also a very important, besides the backup we mentioned before, this QSync is one also of the two most used applications, QSync, the Dropbox of QNAP. No? Then you have the IFTTT. No? It's basically an agent, like enable you to congregate or consolidate many accounts, social accounts, mail accounts like Gmail, Facebook, Twitter, no? And integrate the task you can set up in each of them and communicate to the rest of them. To increase the productivity, consolidation of information, so it's more automated the information you can get from those kind of platforms. Then you have the QRM Plus. The QRM Plus is like a centralized remote management platform. It's also an application you can download from the App Center, no? And what it helps you is like once installing the QNAP, you can relate IPs from many other devices, no? Can be monitors, can be Windows PC, can be Linux PCs, could be servers, printers, thin clients, and you can manage all the logs or the events or the setups from these devices from this kind of platform, no? The QRM Plus. It's available also in the QNAP, especially available in the middle range SMB or enterprise models. Then you have the multi-som home entertainment, the Cinema 28. No, it's like well, maybe if you know QNAP, you know like QNAP already have the video, photo, and music station, but now with the Cinema 28, it's a centralized managed platform, no, where you can combine, no, or stream files of any of those platforms and get more enriched experience combining photos, videos, music in one platform. No? Then you have the Q Feeling. Q Feeling helps you to organize the information you already have in your Explorer or file Explorer of your QNAP that is called the File Station. And now it's the File Station 5. No? You just can, or you just have to put the rules of how to set up your files, schedule, and leave the rest to Q Feeling. No? After that, you don't need to spend many time to find a file of 2 years ago, as long as you create a rule, no, to organize your files and set the schedules, no, and well, then opening just the Q filing will help you to search and find easy any kind of file or folder, no. Then you have the Q search. The Q search is like a Google search inside the QNAP. The same. You can find by index, no, with this Q search. Even if you find picture, for example, you can put the criteria, the color of the picture, and and the result can show you actually the picture related to the color criteria, no. But also supports the content preview, no, the personalized search, email search, and even emails. Because in QNAP you have also applications like QMailing can consolidate many email accounts. Well, here just talking about the email, the QMail agent, no, the Q contacts is like a contact you can get also from also all your email accounts, no. And the QCO agents that help you also to coordinate or consolidate all the calendars you have in your different emails like Google Calendar, Outlook Calendar, and CalDAV-based calendar services. No. Then OpenStack, well, especially for people that work in the enterprise grade storage sector, you can with the OpenStack, you can turn your QNAP, no, as a part of storage within the OpenStack ecosystem, no. Then you can use the QNAP like a very powerful device for storage for this OpenStack application that is very useful for managing the data centers in one company, no? Then you have the QVR Pro. QVR Pro is the software, the MVR software that now is available in the NAS through the App Center. No, it's a much more powerful console than the MVR platform we have before with the VS or BioStore series. Now, this new application can enable up to 128 cameras in one device, can initialize also as a Q center that is like a CMS server. Like before with the MVR line, you have to buy additionally. Here is just to buy one license. It's easier to activate. And also you have the failover in the case the connectivity of one NAS fails with the cameras, another NAS can take the control of all those cameras. No, QVR Pro is now the license by excellence for somebody that wants to install like a professional MBR platform within the NAS. No? You just have to consider here two kind of license: the license per camera and the license for the Go version of the QVR Pro, in case you want to use the QVR Center and to expand the number of cameras in your NAS. Well, these are the other two I mentioned you: QVR Center, like it's the CMR server, and QVR Guard is the failover application for cameras. These two are also available to the QVR Pro, no? QVR Pro platform. And then with Alliance, well, we have different alliance with Panasonic. Actually, we start with the Blu-ray disc. Even you will find like in our portfolio there is one NAS like have already the Blu-ray disc capability to rip or to burn, no, or information from the NAS or within the NAS to create a library, a physical library, like a kind of replacement of a tape solution, no, and also to digitalize solution in case you have information you want to consolidate the NAS for remote access, no. So this is what we're doing with Panasonic. Then with Seagate, many times we participate together in different events as a solution for storage, the high capacity, not just in SATA and in NAS hard disk, but also in surveillance with the Skyhawk, no? Iron Wolf in NAS, and also the Nexus Agora in the data center and enterprise. No? Then with Veritas, Veritas very similar to other backup solutions that now are compatible with QNAP. No? All the Veritas software have been tested with QNAP, and now Veritas is, or QNAP is a certified backup partner of Veritas. It means any user channel working with Veritas can integrate a QNAPs within the interface or platform to have the security, like the software can execute all the tasks accordingly with the QNAP NAS. No? Canonical, well, is an interface like enables you the Tonki media. I mean, before the Tonki media was implemented direct in QNAP, lately was replaced by the DLNA server. But for the ones that want to work with Tonki, no, through the Linux station, they have an option with Canonical to work the Tonki media server. No? With Nakivo, the same, but this is basically a solution for backup of virtual machine exclusively. No? Nakivo. Nakivo also has many versions for backup and replication, no? Also for backup virtualization, and also is fully integrated with QNAP. Besides this alliance, another thing important is the snapshots. No, the snapshots are basically pictures of the status of your system, files, folders, in a certain time of period. No? That enable you to protect you, for example, from one ransomware attack or from one unintended user delete of one file or one folder. You can recover the previous version of the folders or the files, going to the snapshot manager and restoring all the previous status. No? And even you can replicate those snapshots from one NAS to another NAS with a snapshot replica. No? And it's like a very efficient solution if you want to compare it with a backup. No? Because the snapshots usually are lighter than a complete backup. So everything that is executing the task of snapshot and the replication is much more faster. No? And this you can find not just in the enterprise or SMB, but also in the entry level NAS, for example, the ARM-based NAS. No? Even NAS like have 1 or 2 GB of memory, RAM memory can work now with the snapshots. Well, for the storage, we support until RISE 60, 0, 1, 5, 6, 10, 50, 60, especially in the Ryzen. We have close platform sharing. We can work with Windows, with Mac, with Linux, with Unix, with Chrome users. We have the technology VJ boot. Besides of connecting the QNAP to external JBolt boxes, no, through USB, Thunderbolt, or SAS, we can also the JBot, the virtual JBot. That means you can aggregate by IP, by network, up to 8 NAS to main NAS or principal NAS in order to create like a big virtual disk between all those 8 NAS. It is called the VJ boot. No? Then the backup, well, I mentioned you all the technology we have with this IRI backup for remote replication, from NAS to NAS, remote synchronization, remote replication to different third-party cloud accounts. For replication from the NAS to the USB disk, can be connected through the USB port, no? And also for the snapshots and volumes, no? Productivity, we have the SD cache, QVPC technology. QVPC technology is the technology related to connecting or using the QNAP as a one computer workstation. I mentioned you before, like QNAP can be connected to a monitor because it has one or in some cases 3 HDMI ports. And then you can complement this with installing a mouse and keyboard by USB, and actually to QNAP is a PC. No? This is called the QNAP virtual PC. And if you install a virtual machine in Windows, actually you can convert it even in a Windows PC. The Q Center is like an application that enables you to control not just your main NAS where from you're accessing, but many other NAS located in your local area. No? So you can control the setup, the logs, the access, the status of the hard disk, or the different components of each NAS from one central console. This is done through the Q Center. Then the Cloud Link. The Cloud Link is the app inside the MyQNAP Cloud application that enables you to open the ports automatically in case you want an access a remote access to your NAS. No? Through the cloud of QNAP, it's called myqnapcloud.com. myqnapcloud.com has this like utilitarian called Cloud Link to bypass all the firewall. Then you have the exFAT support. For example, if you want to work with this kind of new SSD memories, no, that supports more than 4 GB files, no, like something like the ext4 or FAT32 can do. So in that case, you need a driver, exFAT driver, like you can buy from the license store of QNAP, and when you buy it, you can connect or insert these kind of memories with different with exFAT support in order to read all the files stored on those memories. No, so you can do that through the license of the exFAT driver. Well, the virtualization I mentioned you is not just about the integration of the virtual machines of CCTV, VMware, and Microsoft Hyper-V, but also through the creation of the virtual machines from the virtualization station for Windows, basically, or for the container station for Linux. In the container station, well, you will have, it's included that all the application for artificial intelligence, IoT, no? Also in the container station. Multimedia for the station, music station, HDMI connectivity. Even you can work, you can have an Ocean KTV, many transcoding support. No, there are things all embedded in your QNAP. You can use it also like media streaming for DLNA, IPTV, Chromecast, etc.
Surveillance, I mentioned you the QBR Pro is the application that transforms your QNAP now in an MBR. Nowadays, we support more than 5,000 IP cameras. We can work also as storage for some BMS that the user is already more familiar or have some special features that doesn't have a QNAP. No problem. The user can work a server like a Dell or HP, install the VMS and the QNAP like a second tier storage from those servers because it supports iSCSI in 10 gigas, or you can do like a load balancing also to convert even one port to four 10G ports and create a great bandwidth for the IP cameras, no? And for the transmission of the recordings, the playback basically of the storage. So you can work also in the surveillance QNAP just as storage, no? In the case you already have another BMS platform. The QIT, well, the protocols to complement this walkie-talkie, MQTT, MQTTS, HTTP, HTTPS, okay, COAP. No, you can be scalable to microservices integrated with public clouds. And everything I have tell you also have the related part in the mobile applications. No, for Android, for iPhone, you have the Q5, Q Manager, Q Music, Q Photo. Basically, for watch information, the documents, the administration of the NAS, the setup of the accounts, the size of the storage you want each account has, the permissions, the synchronization between the folder in your NAS and the folder of your PC, the email client, the search, the surveillance, all of those applications, the main applications have the related mobile counterpart in the QNAP, no? And then you have the clients that can be stored in your PC. The most useful usually are the for the ones like I work in QNAP, sorry, virtualization, the vSphere, no, for VMware. Then QFinder 4 Pro to find your NAS locally in the RAID, the same RAID as your machine, your PC. My QNAP Cloud 2 is the DDNS application to create the domain name to your NAS to be accessed remotely. QSync, I told you, is the Dropbox QNAP. Neighbor Replicator is your backup agent for UPC. If you want to back up the information of UPC or your PCs in your home or or your company to the NAS, you have to install this in each of the PCs, no? And it will enable you to choose which folders, which volumes to choose from your PC and to be replicated to the NAS. It works also only for Windows and for a local network, no? And then you have the snapshot agent to take the snapshots and the Q media to transform your PC also in like a multimedia center, no? On the web, I recommend you from all of these options that are very common in other companies, basically two. The QNAP.com is kind of the Bible of the QNAP, and the YouTube, where you will find all the information visually if you don't like to read too much of what you can find in the QNAP.com, where you can find the tutorials, white papers, manuals, specifications. You can do it visually from YouTube, where it's well explained on detail from how to put the screws in a hard disk up to how to configure a QNAP like a proxy server or set it up with a data core or OpenStack softwares, no? So this is my part. I don't know if you have any questions. Uh, I'm at your service. Just let me know.
No, no question, Fernando.
Okay. So if there is no questions, I would like to thank you. And also with Camila, we will be uh, announcing maybe another seminar, no? Or also like we would like to hear if you have some recommendation or topic you would like to see more detail. On QNAP, the content is really explosive. Every month we have a new application or a new development in every application. But if you want something specific or some kind of project you usually handle, we can review it and have more information about that. No? Okay. So keep in contact and thank you. See you later.